Hello guys, welcome back to our anime explainer. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of Swallowed Star original continent based on novel. So let's start. Primal Chaos City Leader, Ice Mountain Master, and Darkness Master were flying in the front while Longyang Master, Remote Lord Master, and Milky Way Horde Leader Luo Feng flew at the back. 6 beings kept flying. In the boundless space, the towering sculpture looked clearer when they approached it. The greatest being in human history, thought Luo Feng. The most powerful being in the original universe, and even in the universe ocean. Cultivated 3 universe masters, including Primal Chaos City Leader. Luo Feng gazed at the towering sculpture in the distance. Although he had only heard about him from his teacher, he was already filled with awe and worship. What an incredible being! He had created the virtual universe, and other universe supreme masters could only avoid him, and he made the human race the strongest power in the universe. Even the ancestral god school wasn't willing to mess with the human race. Impressive accomplishments. This is Teacher Origin. Luo Feng kept observing the sculpture. Teacher Origin was a lanky man wearing a white cape with a smile on his face. Behind his smile was a perfection that could only be attained after fully comprehending everything. Luo Feng raised his head and looked at the sculpture. He saw the trace of a smile on his face, and that smile made Luo Feng completely peaceful. He felt as if he were nestling in his mother's arms again. He looked as if he had seen through everything in the universe, and that there was nothing he didn't know. He looked stalwart, as if he were the pillar of the universe. The universe revolved around him. Teacher. Primal Chaos City Leader, Ice Mountain Master and Darkness Master stopped. Primal Chaos City Leader bowed and said, "There's one more universe master in the virtual universe now, and he's my disciple, Luo Feng. I have brought him here to greet you." Primal Chaos City Leader turned to Luo Feng. Luo Feng. Greet your teacher, Origin. Luo Feng walked up beside Primal Chaos City Leader and gave a salutation. Teacher Origin, he said. Luo Feng absolutely admired this legendary being, as the human race had risen because of Teacher Origin. He had guided Huge Axe Founder. He had even created the virtual universe. If it weren't for Teacher Origin, the history of Earth might have been different. Primal Chaos City Leader raised his head and looked at the towering sculpture, and his eyes gleamed. I follow your order. I've been guarding Primal Chaos City and the humans, and I didn't dare to slack in my duties. Now that Luo Feng has become a universe master, we humans will be stronger. I believe that we will prosper. Darkness Master and Ice Mountain Master both bowed and whispered, but their voices were blocked from the outside. It was depressive in front of the sculpture. The atmosphere affected the 6 universe masters, and even Darkness Master became like a child. We'll leave now. Primal Chaos City Leader bowed. The other universe masters did the same, then they all flew away. The air was flowing, and they disappeared in the airflow. The towering sculpture stood still, just as it had been doing for an infinity of eras, but its eyes blinked and glanced at the 6 beings who flew away. A dimming voice said, Luo Feng. 6 beings kept flying in the airflow. Luo Feng couldn't help asking, Teacher, why did I feel that there were many law ripples around the sculpture of Teacher Origin, as if it were the land of origin? What a powerful place the land of origin was. Even universe supreme masters didn't dare resist it. All the life forms in the universe trained themselves in the universe origin, and accomplished everything, because of the origin ocean. Primal Chaos City Leader looked at Luo Feng. That is the land of origin. Yes. Ice Mountain Master, who had thus far been aloof, opened his mouth. However, that's the land of origin of the virtual universe. The land of origin of the virtual universe. Luo Feng was shocked. Another universe origin. Everything is virtual in the virtual universe, and all the laws can be practiced and comprehended. It was Darkness Master who spoke this time, and his voice sounded wicked but elegant. Of course, there's a universe origin supporting the virtual universe. You won't be able to practice in a fantasy. Luo Feng was rendered speechless. That was right. No fantasies allowed great beings to practice. You can still practice in a fantasy, said Primal Chaos City Leader, and you can't even feel the difference. However, only a few Universe Supreme Masters are able to perform those fantasies, and also, only the laws that Universe Supreme Masters can manifest can be practiced. It will consume a great amount of energy for great beings to practice in a fantasy. The virtual universe was created by Teacher Origin, said Luo Feng. Does that mean Teacher Origin knows all the laws? Is it possible? As the virtual universe can form a universe origin? Luo Feng found it hard to believe. Teacher Origin knew all the merge laws, all the individual laws and even the law operation of the universe. No. Primal Chaos City Leader glimpsed at Luo Feng and smiled. Remote Lord was also confused like you were when he went to visit Teacher Origin the first time. Remote Lord, why don't you explain it to Luo Feng? Remote Lord Master nodded and looked at Luo Feng. Not necessarily. Besides, the virtual universe is not a fantasy. It's different than a fantasy. It would require a great sum of energies for fantasies to allow great beings to practice laws, but the virtual universe can always be a place for great beings to train themselves, even for universe knights and universe masters. Luo Feng nodded. How much energy do you think would be consumed to allow so many great beings to practice if it's a fantasy? Remote Lord Master smiled. Actually, the virtual universe hardly consumes any energy. What? Luo Feng was dazed. Hardly consumed any energy. It would require a lot of energy to maintain a virtual space, and the virtual universe covered almost the entire universe. Countless humans were connected to the virtual universe every day, but it hardly required any energy. Brother Luo Feng, said Remote Lord Master with a smile. There are countless races breeding and fighting and even consuming the godly power in the origin ocean every day. Do you think the original universe is consuming energy? The energy from the original universe is eternal, said Luo Feng. Since the energy of the original universe is never consumed, why are those of virtual universe consumed? Said Remote Lord Master. Luo Feng was truly amazed. Could the virtual universe rival the original universe? Don't look down upon your Teacher Origin, said Primal Chaos City Leader. He looked at Luo Feng, and Darkness Master, and Ice Mountain Master looked awed as well. Darkness Master said, Humph. No Universe Supreme Masters dared to fight Teacher in the Universe Ocean. If our Teacher was still here, the three alliances wouldn't dare to scheme you. If they do, Teacher Origin will attack the three alliances directly, and they can only give valuables to mitigate it. Luo Feng couldn't help asking, then how did Teacher Origin? How did Teacher Origin die? The other 5 Universe Masters knew exactly what Luo Feng was about to ask. Teacher is still alive. Primal Chaos City Leader said solemnly. Yes. He's still alive, said Darkness Master. Teacher won't die, said Ice Mountain Master. Luo Feng was bewildered. Then how come everyone said there was only one Universe Supreme Master within the human race, and he could only visit a sculpture? Teacher Origin was almighty, and he's the most powerful Universe Supreme Master. Darkness Master's eyes gleamed. No one can match Teacher Origin. However, Teacher Origin still seeks a path to be stronger, which goes against the universe operation law, as his provoking the universe origin. Provoking the universe origin. When Virtual Real Devil Master went to kill him, he had shown extremely incredible power. Chains had suddenly appeared in the sky and bound Virtual Real Devil Master. Those chains disappeared only after Virtual Real Devil Master weakened his power. The universe operation law is not allowed to be provoked. However, Teacher Origin was so powerful that he wanted to go against it. He provoked it again and again. Then he was punished by the universe origin. Darkness Master said confidently. However, Teacher Origin already stood at the top of the Universe Supreme Masters, so even though the Universe Origin was infuriated and tried to punish him, it still couldn't stop him from advancing. Luo Feng was shocked. He could only imagine how the Universe Origin kept punishing Teacher Origin while he kept making breakthroughs. Eventually, Teacher Origin fought against the Universe Origin, Darkness Master said with awe in his eyes. And the result is that Teacher Origin was suppressed by the Universe Origin forever. Suppressed. Luo Feng held his breath. Wow! A Universe Supreme Master dared to fight the Universe Origin. How insane that was. However, he had been suppressed forever. Even though he's suppressed forever, Darkness Master said in his high-pitched voice, Teacher Origin still performed the technique, Virtual Universe, which covers the entire universe. Only other Universe Supreme Masters, and the Universe Origin, can slightly hinder it. Luo Feng nodded. The range controlled by Space Beast Ancestor didn't allow for the Virtual Universe, as this was the will of Space Beast Ancestor. The Virtual Universe was also not allowed on the original stars, because of the Universe Origin. It covers the entire universe. Darkness Master looked to Luo Feng. Have you ever heard of a technique that powerful? Teacher Origin even has a Universe Master slave, and he's a Universe Master of the automaton race. That Universe Master is the intelligent core of the virtual universe, Darkness Master went on. Everyone knows the virtual universe needs to deal with countless programs every day, and it's extremely complicated. Even powerful Universe Masters won't be able to deal with it. However, the Universe Master of the automaton race is an intelligent life form himself, and can easily maintain it after becoming a Universe Master. Usually, that Universe Master deals with everything, and Teacher Origin doesn't care what we're doing. However, we have to go to the land of origin of the virtual universe if we want to meet Teacher Origin. Luo Feng couldn't help asking, are there any ways to save Teacher Origin from the suppression? Luo Feng had only gotten to learn some major information about this legendary character today, but that did not stop him from worshipping Teacher Origin then and there. In Luo Feng's point of view, he had servants that were Universe Masters, had built the virtual universe, stood at the highest peak, and had gone to war with the Universe Origin. Finally, he had ended up in eternal suppression. Every event evoked a surge of admiration and respect for such a leader of humanity. If such a leader could appear in the universe once again, it would be one grand occasion for humanity. Is there any way out? Luo Feng looked at the other Universe Masters. Darkness Master was silent. Primal Chaos City Leader sighed and answered, no. Long Yang Master's resounding voice was heard. Huge Axe Creator has thought about it too, but he could not come up with a solution either. The servant of Teacher Origin, who is the core intelligence of the virtual universe, also informed us that Teacher Origin was unable to find any solution. Luo Feng sighed and nodded. After all, this was eternal suppression by the Universe Origin. Who could render help? All 6 Universe Masters, including Luo Feng, had just returned to Thunder Island when they received mail from Huge Axe Creator, who was inviting them to join in the highest level meeting of the human race. There are 2 kinds of highest level meetings, Primal Chaos City Leader said with a grin. One is a large-scale, highest level meeting where all Universe Knights, Universe Masters, and Universe Supreme Beings will have to attend. Such a large-scale, highest-level meeting would normally be about major happenings, or events that would compromise the benefits of Universe Knights. The other important matters that only concern the race, normally an internal discussion would suffice, and this other kind of highest-level meeting would be attended by Universe Masters and Universe Supreme Beings. This was convened by Huge Axe Creator. Thus, it is also known as Huge Axe Meeting. Huge Axe Meeting. Luo Feng nodded. The previous highest level meeting attended by a large number of Universe Knights was merely an announcement session, where they all listened to a Universe Master issue information. The actual decision makers were Universe Masters and Universe Supreme Beings. This was why Huge Axe Meeting was where decisions for various matters of the race were made. Your authority limit has been increased, so you can directly transport over to Huge Axe God Palace, Primal Chaos City Leader said. The Huge Axe Meeting will be held at Huge Axe God Palace. Oh? Luo Feng checked again, and realized there were a few additional places he could transport to. Let's go, Primal Chaos City Leader said. Within an instant, the 6 universe masters of the virtual universe branch disappeared from Thunder Island. For their branch, Primal Chaos City Leader was obviously the one in command. Amidst endless darkness, there were indistinct flashes of starlight from afar. A simple, plain-looking god palace hung suspended in mid-air. In the empty space in front of the god palace, which was not too big nor too small, there was a long stone table. There was only one stone chair at the position of the host seat, while on either side of the table was a stretch of stone chairs, all occupied by several towering figures. The universe masters were in discussion. They were divided into several cliques, so it was typical for them to poke fun at each other. Ha ha. Deserted mirror. Previously, all of you were so unwilling to hand over Earth's ownership rights to Luo Feng. In the end, the final say still lies with Huge Axe. We have said that the day Luo Feng sits with us will be the day we hand him Earth ownership rights. That wasn't too long ago, right? Luo Feng has already earned his place beside us now. Didn't you also object to it previously? I have no family ties to worry about, so naturally, I will take a neutral stand. Actually, from how things turn out now, maybe you all should have acceded to Luo Feng's request back then and accepted the disambiguation mirror stone for half of Earth's ownership rights. Now that Luo Feng is on equal footing with us, according to what Huge Axe has said, we must surrender all the ownership rights to Luo Feng, but at the same time, the disambiguation mirror stones are off limits to us. Humph. 6 figures appeared almost simultaneously. They were none other than the 6 great beings from the virtual universe branch with Primal Chaos City Leader as their leader. Primal Chaos City Leader. Primal Chaos City Leader, you are here. Primal Chaos City Leader. Almost all the universe masters, who were already present, greeted Primal Chaos City Leader the moment they saw him. After all, within all of humanity, the ones with the highest status were unquestionably Huge Axe Creator and Teacher Origin, who had been eternally suppressed by the universe origins. Other than these two, Primal Chaos City Leader, who was eternally protecting the primal universe, was right next in line, so naturally, he would be highly respected. Darkness, you are here too. It is quite rare to see you making an appearance. I didn't expect Darkness to turn up. There have been so many meetings before this, but never once has he turned up. The universe masters were speaking incessantly while the group of 6 with their leader, Primal Chaos City Leader, took their seats. The 6 universe masters of the virtual universe branch sat together in a straight, horizontal row, with Primal Chaos City Leader nearest to the host seat, followed by Long Yang Master, Darkness Master, Ice Mountain Master, Yuhu Master, and lastly, Milky Way Horde Leader. Luo Feng sat down and observed the other universe masters, as he humbly replied to their conversations. Luck? I was lucky to make such accomplishments, because I had the chance to cultivate in peace for a long period in places like House of Time. It was just by chance encounter that I managed to create that technique. Ha ha. The 3 major alliances were after my life. I needed to be ruthless to save myself. As he spoke, he observed meticulously. After all those present were already the top-tier beings of humanity. Previously, he had only managed to look up some information, but he had never met them in person before. Huge Axe Dojo Branch has Huge Axe Creator as its leader. Normally, Void Gold Master would be the one managing the dojo, who was previously the substitute teacher for my big brother, Hong, and the creator of the Sky Ruins tablet. Luo Feng looked over and saw that Void Gold Master was a towering figure with long, dazzling golden hair. He wore a smile on his face, and had eyebrows that were so long they hung all the way down to his chest. In terms of how he carried himself, he was no less charismatic than Primal Chaos City Leader. The Universe Mercenary Alliance has deserted Mirror Master as its leader, Luo Feng realized as he observed carefully. Deserted Mirror Master was hideous looking, and his body was covered with complicated scales. There were 3 sharp horns on his head, so at first glance, he looked like a beast in human form. The aura he exuded was equally domineering. Deserted Mirror Master was also observing Luo Feng with due diligence. Of all the Universe Masters present who observing Luo Feng, the number of times he looked over at Luo Feng ranked in the top 3. The universe first bank has Qing Dong Master as its leader. Qing Dong Master was wearing a green armor with a green cape, and on his cape were complicated secret engravings that formed a beautiful beast diagram. That beast did not belong to any species of the 8 beast gods. Universe Star River Bank has Peng Gong Master as its leader. Luo Feng looked at Peng Gong Master. Of the 3 universe masters staring at Luo Feng, Peng Gong Master topped the list. He was slightly stout, bald, and had a large beard that drooped. From the aura he exuded, he was by far the weakest universe master present. And the Universe Star Riverbank branch he led only had a total of 2 universe masters, which was the least of the lot. Yet, according to the information that Luo Feng had read up on, Peng Gong Master's power was ranked at the top of humanity. Even Void Gold Master was not his match. He was, in fact, comparable to Primal Chaos City Leader. Humanity is indeed strong. Luo Feng could not help but sigh. There are more universe masters at the pinnacle level. There were even a few that were at the top tier level. This is considered extremely high in the universe. This was based on all the understanding Luo Feng had gained so far. The powers of universe masters could be categorized as elementary, ordinary, pinnacle, and top tier. The elementary category referred to those who had just become universe masters, with a life gene level of 100 times, who had yet to create an ultimate technique of a universe master. This group of universe masters rarely made appearances. They were more inclined to isolate themselves in solitude to devote themselves to honing their power. The ordinary category referred to those who used a certain amount of resources to get their life gene level to reach a stage whereby it was temporarily difficult to achieve further increase, for example, 1,000 times the life gene level. In addition, they had created their ultimate technique of a universe master, and had obtained quite outstanding true treasures. The pinnacle category was made up of universe masters, who might possess very powerful true treasures, or created very strong techniques, or had life gene levels that might have reached around 10,000 times. Satisfying one of the above, then meeting the requirements of the other 2, would just be a matter of time. This was the point where a universe master was almost considered to be at the pinnacle level. The top tier category referred to universe masters like Star River Master, Primal Chaos City Leader, and Darkness Master. In terms of life gene level, true treasures and techniques, these masters had attained an extremely high level. That was the only way to be considered top tier. The 5 branches of humanity. From how I see it, the virtual universe branch is the strongest link. Especially the 3 disciples of Teacher Origin, Teacher, Darkness Master, and Ice Mountain Master. All of them were about the top tier level. Luo Feng sighed inwardly, as he thought about how truly powerful the disciples under the tutelage of Teacher Origin were. The other 4 branches seemed to pale in comparison when it came to quality. Even Huge Axe Creator had once received the guidance of Teacher Origin. As Luo Feng sat contemplating the power of the greatest level of humanity, and sighing over how he was the last one in line, Huge Axe Creator finally turned up. With a head of disheveled hair, a wild-looking giant appeared on the host seat. That very instant, the universe masters quietened down as all their expressions registered respect. Only Luo Feng, though also looking respectful, was unable to conceal the hint of surprise he felt. The wild-looking giant looked toward Luo Feng, smiled, and nodded. "Luo Feng," he said. "This is the first time you and I have met." "Huge Axe Creator," Luo Feng replied respectfully while looking at Huge Axe Creator. The more he looked at this wild-looking giant, the more he noted the striking resemblance between Huge Axe Creator and his good friend from the past, Rong Jun. Rong Jun may have been a far cry from Huge Axe Creator, but he did carry some charismatic airs, albeit indistinctly. But they both shared the same kind of heroic spirit. Even their looks and disposition. As distinct as the differences between East and West, Huge Axe Creator and Wild Man Rong Jun contrasted, but they clearly shared a similar disposition. In terms of looks and appearance, Luo Feng experienced a new feeling, the feeling of being of the same race. When Rong Jun made his first appearance in Primal Chaos City, he was not outstanding at all, thought Luo Feng. At that time, we were merely a bunch of fellows who just emerged from the War of Talents. Many universe knights paid us no heed. Just like me, now, where would I find the time to care for those young emerging fellows? At that time, even Bo Lan was not taken in as a disciple by any universe knight. On the contrary, Rong Jun was the first to be accepted as a disciple by a universe country master. When Rong Jun had been accepted as a disciple to a universe country master, many participants of the War of Talents were jealous and reluctant to accept the fact. At that time, Luo Feng had also gritted his teeth and promised himself that, even if Rong Jun did have a universe country master as teacher, he would surpass Rong Jun, somehow. Even then. Thereafter, when he did succeed in achieving outstanding results, there were still other beings like Heaven Erosion Palace Master, who were betting that Luo Feng was still not Rong Jun's match. Why are they all in favor of Rong Jun? Luo Feng muttered under his breath. It seems highly possible he is from the branch under Huge Axe Creator. Who are the great beings under Huge Axe Creator's branch? A great deal of information on universe knights came rushing back to Luo Feng's mind as he speedily recalled his memories. However, most universe knights donned armor and boots. There were not many like Rong Jun, who carried the disposition of a wild man. There were 4 to 5 of them who seemed to have such a disposition or character. Luo Feng tried hard to recall so that he could differentiate something out. He was faintly sure of it. After all, he did take a shorter time to become a great being, so he only had a few good friends like Guangju Knight. The rest of the universe knights were merely casual acquaintances. Just when Luo Feng was pondering the relationship between Rong Jun and Huge Axe Founder looked around all the universe masters and smiled. We haven't seen this for a while. All the universe masters gather here today. All the 19 universe masters laughed. We're here today because we want to give Luo Feng a formal welcome. Huge Axe Founder looked to Luo Feng. From today on, there will be one more universe mazer within the human race. Luo Feng has the clone technique, and his surviving ability is ranked top 10 in the universe. It's lucky for us humans to have him. Most of the universe masters looked to Luo Feng, and some of them transmitted their voices to discuss. Apparently, Huge Axe Founder's assertion that Luo Feng's surviving ability was ranked in the top 10 startled them. It seems Huge Axe Founder knows about my remote ocean body, Luo Feng thought. Whereas the universe masters from other streams haven't known about it. Otherwise, they won't be that surprised. According to the rules of us humans, Huge Axe Founder said, smiling, anyone who becomes a universe master can be bestowed a valuable as precious as a top-tier true treasure weapon by our race. Luo Feng, what do you want? Luo Feng couldn't help exclaiming. This was one of the differences between the Pinnacle race and the weaker ones. Even for the Northern Territory Alliance, which was one of the top 9 powers, universe masters wouldn't be bestowed valuables, as there were too many races and great beings, unless some mighty universe masters offered to join the alliance. Just name your demand, Luo Feng. Huge Axe Founder looked to Luo Feng. All the universe masters looked to Luo Feng as well. Luo Feng turned to Huge Axe Founder and smiled. I don't want other true treasures, but I do want my territory, the Milky Way, to be reconstructed, and I want to stay there forever. I want to stay in my home forever and make it more stable. Stay in the Milky Way forever, said Primal Chaos City Leader. The other universe masters were all a bit surprised. Normally, universe masters would choose secret region like the Primal Secret Region. It was unusual for a universe master to be stationed in one galaxy, but Primal Chaos City Leader didn't try to hinder that. As he knew how much Luo Feng valued his home planet, especially since he had named himself Milky Way Horde Leader. Luo Feng wants to be stationed in the Milky Way forever. The other universe masters were all surprised. However, they didn't voice their confusion, as the universe masters from the virtual universe didn't say much. I will, of course, allow that. Huge Axe Founder nodded. The Milky Way is only one galaxy, and one top-tier true treasure is more than enough to stabilize it. It's indeed enough, said Luo Feng. It would be costly for one universe master to be stationed in the Milky Way and to reconstruct it. Although it was not as valuable as a top-tier true treasure, it wouldn't be much different. Besides, Luo Feng had a great many true treasures with him, so he didn't need ordinary true treasures. I remember that Luo Feng wants his home planet, Earth, back, said Huge Axe Founder again. Luo Feng's eyes immediately gleamed. The other universe masters went silent and all looked to Huge Axe Founder. Now that Luo Feng has become a universe master and is sitting with us, I should return the ownership of the Earth to Luo Feng, said Huge Axe Founder. Huge Axe, the scaled giant with 3 horns, suddenly said. Universe masters should make contributions and support an entire race. After being bestowed at the start, universe masters should make contributions before they gain more. True treasures need to be exchanged with true treasure points after contributions. And the same rule applies here. Milky Way Horde leader shouldn't get anything for free now. The other half of the ownership of Earth belongs to our race, and Milky Way Horde leader should contribute valuables as precious as that. Yes, he should give valuables to exchange, agreed some other universe masters. Luo Feng looked to that scaled giant with the 3 horns. It was Huang Jian Master. Huang Jian Master even gave Luo Feng a head nod. Huang Jian. Primal Chaos City leader said, the other half of ownership of Earth is under my virtual universe, and the contract was signed between my virtual universe company and Luo Feng. Although you all have offspring on Earth, those 50 billion mixed elements are paid by my virtual universe company. I can totally give it back to Luo Feng, as the other half of the ownership belongs to my virtual universe company. The virtual universe company is a part of the human race, said Huang Jian Master. How can the virtual universe company give out an asset like that? He should contribute before he gains. Ha ha. I bought the Earth for 50 billion mixed elements, said Primal Chaos City leader. Luo Feng, just pay 50 billion mixed elements to buy the other half of the ownership back. 50 billion mixed elements. Was that a joke? Any treasure would be much more precious than that. To universe masters, 50 billion mixed elements were like a drop of water, yet the Earth was a boundless ocean. There was no comparison. We all know how precious the Earth is, Huang Jian Master said with a frown. 50 billion mixed elements is nothing. Don't mention how you purchased it with 50 billion mixed elements. Firstly, we didn't know about the potential of Earth, and also, Luo Feng was extremely weak. 50 billion mixed elements were enough for him. Oh, Huang Jian, are you trying to interfere with the trade of my virtual universe company? Said Primal Chaos City leader. You're not the person in charge of the virtual universe company. I am. I'm not interfering, said Huang Jian Master, but we need to have rules. If it were a personal asset of yours, you could deal with it however you want. However, it's an asset of the virtual universe company, and it belongs to Teacher Origin. How can you just give away valuables of the virtual universe company like that? They kept arguing. One of them was the person in charge of the virtual universe company, while the other was the founder of the Universe Mercenary Alliance. Both of them were top-tier universe masters and held a similar status. Qingdong Master and Peng Gong Master stayed silent, sitting aside. After all, they were related to the Earth. Okay, Huge Axe Founder said. Huang Jian Master and Primal Chaos City leader looked to Huge Axe Founder. Huge Axe Founder frowned. I've said so. When Luo Feng is able to sit with me, the other half of the ownership will be returned to Luo Feng. I should live up to my promise. Since the other half of the ownership of the Earth belongs to the virtual universe company, I'll just give a Pinnacle true treasure to the virtual universe to cover the loss. Huge Axe, said Huang Jian Master. Huge Axe Founder, even Luo Feng couldn't help shouting. It's done, Huge Axe said. He glanced at all the universe masters, and they went silent. The main issue was to welcome Luo Feng. They also talked about the original stars and universe ocean before the meeting was over. The universe masters of the virtual universe were dismissed. Only Luo Feng was called by Primal Chaos City leader. Teacher, why does it end with Huge Axe Founder transferring a Pinnacle true treasure to the virtual universe company? Luo Feng couldn't help asking, as he felt like he owed Huge Axe Founder. Don't overthink it. Primal Chaos City Leader shook his head. Huge Axe Founder is a universe supreme master within our human race, and he has the greatest number of true treasures. He will just give away true treasures to races. Many powerful true treasures that need to be exchanged in the races are given away by Huge Axe Founder. It's nothing to him to give us one. After this is finished, I'll give the true treasure back to our race. Luo Feng nodded. It wasn't easy to support an entire race. The weak would be at a disadvantage if they were alone, but lone universe supreme masters could live a relaxing life. They stood among the strongest in the universe, and thus were able to obtain many true treasures. However, they only needed several true treasures. Others were useless to them. On the contrary, if the universe supreme masters were related to a race, they not only needed to be careful, but also needed to make continuous contributions to the race he belonged to. I understand. Luo Feng nodded. He knew that he needed to return the favor from Huge Axe Founder. Don't blame Huang Jian Master for trying to obstruct that, said Primal Chaos City Leader. It's all about interest. Look at other universe masters. Did you wonder why others didn't say anything? Because it's related to the interests of the other 4 streams as well. Huang Jian Master was basically speaking for them. Almost every issue in the universe has to do with interests, either individual or relating to race. Luo Feng nodded. By the way, Primal Chaos City Leader looked at Luo Feng. Do you really plan to stay in the Milky Way galaxy forever? Yes. Luo Feng nodded. Forever. Universe masters in the human race are usually stationed in the important places in the human territory, said Primal Chaos City Leader. For one thing, there are plenty of universe knights, undying fighters, and talents who need protection from the supreme beings, and for another, there are several universe masters in the important places. They can help each other out if there's a catastrophe. If there's only one of you staying in the Milky Way, other great beings will need to spend some time to get there if other races attack it. Of course, some universe masters choose to have one of their bodies to guard their homes. You're not changing your mind. Luo Feng smiled and said, no. I'll guard the Milky Way forever. He had fought for such a long time, and even risked his own life, for what? To stand at the top of the universe and protect his home. This video will end here.